Hello, world! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned in to another live edition of the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. No, you don't need to check the dates, because it is still today, just so you know. Yes, chat is back. I'm loving it! I've got chat back. Okay, I'll get into that in just a moment. First, let me explain. TLDR still happening every weekday live for my patrons. You can become a patron at chrispirillo.com. You get all of TLDR. It comes in 3 parts. The first part, like today, the first part is free for everybody. My Nexus 6P unboxing. This is sponsored by Huawei. I'm very happy to finally have it. Remember, I said I would love to get my hands on the Nexus 6P. But I wasn't necessarily going to go out and get it because my Nexus 7 was working just fine. This will make a very fine replacement. I'll be unboxing that today. The second part of TLDR is an AMA. So every day I answer questions that you might be asking, and many of those questions are tech related. Then the third part of TLDR is going to be tech news views. There's a lot of tech news that has surfaced today, including some very exciting stuff for me. I choose dark side. And I think many of you knew that I chose the dark side. A long time ago, really. So the second and third part of TLDR are just for my patrons at chrispirillo.com. So this chat room, what's up with that? Well, it's actually separate. This chat room here, if you head over to live.pirillo.com, it should redirect. Yes, live.pirillo.com is back-ish, kind of. And many of you have been paying attention, of course, and you know that I've unboxed a few other Android devices in the recent past, and also kicked up a Twitch account. This is actually my Twitch chat. I'm doing Twitch pretty much every day. Chat is 24/7. You want to jump into the chat, you can be a patron if you want to, but it's actually separate. You can sub to me. You can subscribe to me on Twitch. Not just follow, but actually subscribe. It's separate because Twitch is one thing and Patreon's another thing. I can't do anything about it. So, it's chat, and it's back. I'm just kind of excited about that. I love it. I also happen to have the chat on my iPad Pro here beneath me, if only so that I could see it, so that I don't have to turn around to see what's going on here behind me. So it's really just spinning up. And it's easy to subscribe to me on Twitch if you haven't. I was playing Tetris over the weekend, Battlefront, and I did that on the PS4. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I need to get a second PS4 controller, though, so I can play head-to-head with Diana. That'll be even more fun. Okay, so now you know how you can join chat 24/7. Now you know how you can become a patron. And now you're going to see, if you haven't already, ever watched an unboxing by me, you know these are a lot of fun, usually, and I talk around the product, although I really want to preserve the art that I'm seeing on the box. I was trying to shake it out there. It was a shakedown. Look at that. P. Huawei. Right there. Okay, so I don't want to ruin it. See, that's the thing. When it comes to this nice packaging, I just don't want to ruin it at all. I want to retain its quality, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to remove it. I have a feeling this is a sticker. It is a sticker in the sense that it's looped on as a sticker, but I'm going to have to do the unthinkable. I can't believe I'm doing this. It kind of hurts, you know? I know some people love to unbox things because it's kind of cathartic, you know, to tear into the packaging. But I feel that, I just didn't want to do that. Now, the box itself has got an embossed P, and it may be very, very difficult for you to perceive that because of the light here, and this is very, very white. Not as white as me. No, actually, it's probably more white, the box. Rounded corners, I like that. It feels nice. It's a very light cardboard, and it feels like it's recycled material. I could be wrong. Okay, so we open it up, and the first thing we see is the Nexus logo. It's a familiar logo for those of you who are familiar with the Nexus line from Google, and I happen to be a fan of the Nexus line, as I have for quite some time. You might remember eons ago, the Nexus 4 was one of my first favorite Android devices. I didn't really have a favorite until then. I tried a lot, tried a few Android devices over the years, but the Nexus line has always captured my attention, if only because it's Google's vision of what Android could be. On the other side here, because we're pretty much done with this, it says Nexus inside. Can I get it just right so that you can see the Nexus? I don't know. It's too white. I'm too white here. Let me see. I'm going to do the impossible and dim that light a bit to see if that helps. Oh, there we go. There we go. I just had to tilt it the right way. See the Nexus there? On the other side, the P. Why is that kind of bluish? It's because the tablet underneath me. I don't even have the brightness cranked up there. Now let me go ahead and brighten my pretty face up again for you. Okay, back to the unboxing. I know, this is the thing that everyone came here for. By the way, on this side, now that I know the trick, I angle it this way, there is a recycled logo. So good on them for using recycled materials. Wow, okay, it really wanted to be unboxed. It's literally jumping out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. This little sheet of paper, instructions here, really. And there's a tab making it easier to pull out. Very, very nice. We have what appears to be an icon. It's so funny. Emoji is coming back, right? And it's like hieroglyphics. Everything old is new again. So this is really nice. It's like hieroglyphics. Explains everything that you might need to know. Step 1, step 2. Plug it in and turn it on. 1, 2, 3. Good to go. There's your SIM tray right there. And it looks like a URL at the bottom. A link, so in case you needed further help. Although most people probably wouldn't at this stage, you never really know. So this here, this is the Nexus 6P by Huawei. I'm holding all the components inside. I don't need to. Another reason I'm excited about this is not just because I have another AC adapter. No, but the USB type is exciting. It is exceedingly exciting. It is USB Type-C. This is my first, you are witnessing right here, my first USB Type-C device. There it is, USB Type-C. There's the connector right there. Blah! My daughter Jedi's excited too, apparently. USB Type-C on both ends. My very first USB Type-C. My very first, actually, I was mentioning, I have a lot of USB AC adapters. This is my first USB Type-C AC adapter. Before this, it was micro USB. Before that, it was mini USB. I'm so happy that USB Type-C is here. I am so happy about this. And here's the device itself. It's got the, a plastic wrap around it, the new smartphone smell. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the contents, or the remainder of the box. This is, try Google Play Music for 90 days on us. Cool. That's nice. Very nice. I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, with this. So I wonder if that ties into YouTube Red, too, because I do the YouTube Red thing. And Jedi. Can you hear Jedi in the background? If you can, say something. We have a SIM tray ejector clip. I want to call it a paper clip. It's not a paper clip. And inside here, I'm guessing regulations. Yeah, safety and warranty in this booklet. 3 languages. I only speak 1. And another cable. This is also very nice. And I'm saying this is nice because this is a USB Type-C to Type-C. That's good if I have another USB Type-C port, or if I have this AC adapter. But if I don't, it comes with this very short cable with the USB Type-C connector there. And was this Type A? I'm Type A. That's for sure. I guess the classic. Can I say USB Classic? Is that fair? Maybe it's not fair. I don't know. By the way, Liz behind me is listing out the names of our 25 on up patrons. Boy, I wish I could crossover chat. I wanted this live chat to come back for so long. So long. And just, you sub on Twitch, you get access to chat, and I'm going to throw other bonuses there, including gameplays and stuff like that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get going with Twitch. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing more. And chat is back. Okay. Here's the device. I did the unboxing, really. That's pretty much everything. We had this little piece of cardboard, this parallelogram. Was the thing that held the cable in place, one of the cables at least, wrapped around. And the remainder of the box only has this other cardboard component here, and the cardboard, recycled cardboard. So that's nice, so I can continue to recycle it, although I might not. I kind of want to hold on to this. I tend to hold on to the boxes for all of the gadgets that I have, if only because you never know when you're going to need them again. This is the Nexus 6. Now, I didn't promise an initial impressions. I didn't. This is not an initial impressions video, necessarily, but I am going to go ahead and give you some initial impressions of the hardware, because I'm not going to go through the process of setting things up. Let's see here. Oh, there's the tab. Let me see here. I'm going to pull the tab. There we go. Tab made it nice and easy to pull that off. That was convenient. And this is a phablet for sure. It's a bigger device. And I have no issue with that. Fingerprint scanner on the back. I like the position of that fingerprint scanner because my pointer finger floated right to it immediately. Like I didn't even think about it because I'm holding it as a phablet in one hand, and then of course operating it with the other hand. Well, theoretically, when I boot it up, my finger went right to the fingerprint scanner. Like it just wanted to go there, whether the fingerprint scanner was there or not. It wanted to float there. Like, it would have been very inconvenient to put the fingerprint scanner there is what I'm saying, or even further over. It just wanted to go there to stabilize the phone. So, nice design. Up front, okay, huge points to Huawei. Huge points. And this may be a part of the Nexus program or not. There's nothing on the front. Nothing. You see no logos. This is exactly the way I want my smartphones and tablets to be. I don't want any branding at all. I don't need branding up front. I'm using the device. Branding on the back, I'm okay with that. Look, we got Nexus written out on the side. Okay, you got to tilt it down apparently. Nexus, some regulatory information, Huawei on the back there. But that's pretty much the back. Camera, flash, microphone slots, USB Type-C ports. We also have the volume rocker and the power button. Actually, hang on just a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. One moment. Ooh, whoa. Okay, I don't know how easy it is to operate with one hand. Like, you almost want to use two hands. I mean, because it's a big phone. But just by feel, the volume rocker is smooth. Now, I don't know if I can effectively translate this, but there's a pattern on the power button. So just by feel, I don't have to look to know this is the power button and this is the volume rocker. Man, that is a small thing, but a big thing. That's huge because, you know, how many times have you're feeling and like, okay, that's the power. I'm going for the power. Where's the power? Okay, that's the power. I can feel my fingers on the power button. I can feel it. Versus, am I on the volume rocker? Have you ever pressed volume instead of power? I mean, you've probably been in that situation. I know I have. Maybe I'm the only one. I could very well be the only one. But, wow, I really, really like that. Eric says, Earl Green, do you think Apple will include at least one USB 3 port on its next generation of Macs, besides the MacBook, of course? I think it'll happen eventually. I don't know if it's going to replace Lightning necessarily, USB Type-C. I think Lightning's going to be here for a while, if only because not only is it just for Apple specifically, but it could be it wants to, I guess, rule the roost when it comes time to basically, how do I say this? Control the spec. And they can do that with Lightning. I mean, they can be part of the USB spec. I believe they are. I believe they championed USB Type-C. It makes sense for certain cases, but not necessarily for others. And whereas I see USB Type-C becoming more and more prevalent with devices replacing micro USB, as well as mini USB, and I still see mini USB devices out there today. I don't know if I see it replacing Lightning. We see USB Type-C in the MacBook, and I think we're going to continue to see it in that line of products. But in terms of being able to slim down a device, keeping it thin, I don't know if USB Type-C can necessarily beat Lightning immediately. I don't know if what USB Type-C is that much better than Lightning in terms of what Apple would be using it for. I mean, they're obviously not eschewing USB Type-C. It's a part of the entire the ecosystem now as a part of the MacBook. I expect to see it a lot more often. So, by the way, in case you're wondering, head over to my Twitch page. My username is Chris Pirillo, or live.pirillo.com should redirect there. That's a classic link. You can become a sub and immediately join chat. Like, it's that immediate. Like, no, it's just like, you're a sub. Hey, congratulations, welcome aboard. You're a part of the chat room. No worrying about voice or anything like that. It's locked down just for the subs. Just for this, and you can join immediately. And you can use IRC. I don't know if you knew this. With Twitch, you can use, this is IRC. I'm connected by way of IRC. It's good. It's good. Okay, so I don't really want to boot it up. I've kind of talked through a few things. If there are any other questions, you can post on the video page if you are a patron and you are watching live in relation to this particular unboxing, or, of course, in chat. Although this is kind of new. This is really new. This is, like, way brand new. I haven't even, done much work with it, apart from setting it up, getting it going, and being on Twitch. I really want to boot this up. I really do. But I know that that's a really a different kind of experience, right? The first impressions, initial impressions. I may get to that later in today's TLDR with the patrons, but I just don't want to necessarily go through the process of setting it up and connecting it and all that stuff. If only because it could take some time, the way I have things going. I'm booting it up right now. As I'm booting it up, I'm going to jump into the AMA portion of TLDR. That is just for the patrons. And then I'm going to the tech news views. I'll give some initial impressions later here in TLDR, at least for those who are continued to tune into the full broadcast. If you want, as I said, you can become a patron. Head over to chrispirillo.com. You want to join us in the chat 24/7? You can head over to Twitch and become a sub. By the way, John Whitaker, who is a patron, he on Twitch, he joined in earlier and was asking me for a recommendation of an IRC app on the Mac. I found over the weekend, this is Textual. It looks to be clean, constantly up to date. And then on iOS, I found Palaver. Palaver is the name of that app for IRC. Everything else looked kind of janky. Even Colloquy, which I used to use all the time, like way back in the day. Way back in the day. With the beginning of live.pirillo.com. Okay, let's move on over to the AMA. I am booted up here. Wow. Smooth transitions there. This is going to be a fun Android device to try. So, AMA portion right now for the patrons. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.